dental assistants would be heavy users of the AI in their role. They need technical literacy. They need to understand software interfaces.
Dental assistants needed to be part of the training that happens in the practice in order for the system to be successful.
Early adopters are always afraid that it's going to replace them.
AI will never replace the connections that dental assistants form with patients, the relationships that they build, all of the comfort and care that they provide. It really is going to be an enhancement and not a replacement ever for the touch and the care of a dental assistant.
Are you tired of stressing over dental supplies? Have you been placed in charge of procurement, inventory, price shopping, or otherwise being that get me this man or woman? What if there was a fully automated software so you never have to order supplies again? Dental Supply Guy can automate the entire process for you. Never again will you have to worry about whether you ought to order based on the inventory or upcoming schedule. Dental Supply Guy will take this weight off your shoulders and allow you to do more of what drew you to dentistry and less of what draws you away from dentistry. Simply book into the calendar at dentalsupplyguy.com and talk to one of Dental Supply Guy's sales reps. If you book a demo before December 15th, you will get a $50 gift card just for seeing how it got started. Dental Supply Guy is helping dental assistants do less busy work and more dentistry, so visit them at dentalsupplyguy.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back into another edition of the Dental Assistant Nation podcast. My name is Kevin Henry, founder of Dental Assistant Nation, and so glad you joined us for a very hot topic and something I know that a lot of dental assistants are wondering about right now, and that is artificial intelligence, AI, and what that means to you. And with that in mind, I'm thrilled to be joined today by Hanna Aronovich and Atia Black with the Dental Assisting National Board, and Nicole Mora. He's a dental assistant in Dr. Bari Posner's office in Hoboken, New Jersey. And I'm just going to go around the horn and say, Hanna, it's great to see you again. Thanks so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kevin. We're thrilled to be here.
Absolutely. Atia, great to see you. Thank you for all you do at DANB, and I'm certainly excited to work with you as always.
Of course, Kevin. Really honored to be here on your podcast today.
And Nicole, I know you have a dental background in another country, and now you're working as a dental assistant here. So thank you for all that you do as well.
Thank you guys for inviting me to participate with you.
Absolutely. And certainly, I'll make sure that you all have bio information for all of our guests in the show notes. That way, it's real easy for you all to find and learn more about them. But I want to dive into the topic today because there was a summit that was held recently regarding the AI in Dentistry Summit and what it means for dental assistants. And DANB was a driver of that, obviously. So the AI and the Future of Dental Assisting Summit that was hosted back in September in Chicago. Hanna, Tia, tell us a little bit more about that summit and why did DANB host this and bring it together?
Yeah, so this was a really timely summit to hold. AI is the buzzword of the year, I think. And we actually conducted a survey earlier this year that found that about 1 in 3 dental assistants said their practice is already using AI tools and systems. So this technology is new, but it's not new. It's here, it's in practice. And dental assistants really need to be part of the future planning. You can read the outcomes of a survey in the summit in the report on our website, danb.org. But we really wanted to bring leaders in dentistry together to discuss this important issue and really crystallize around the key point that dental assistants need to be part of these conversations that are happening. They need to be part of the training and the education and be part of what the future use of this technology looks like in the practice. So it was a very robust day, a lot of great discussion, a wide range of professionals there, and a lot of really interesting conversation.
Yeah, and I'll add, we are aware that dental assistants would be heavy users of the AI in their role. And so we really wanted to bring in some industry collaboration, the ability to connect, many stakeholders from the space. But, a new area that, well, newer is the DSOs, and they have a large dental team that would be really helpful in developing practical tools for AI adoption. And so it was important to us to collaborate with that industry so that we can all understand, where do we see this going and how can we help facilitate that for the dental assistant role for them to be successful in their practices.
One thing I've heard so much from dental assistants is they're excited about AI, but they're also unsure about how it really impacts them and how it will impact them moving forward. So, the conversations that you heard at this summit, what were some of the things that surprised you all the most about those?
Yeah, so we found a lot of surprising things come up. One of the things that really surprised me, not that the assistants were open to embrace the technology, but the young doctors coming out of school, we really thought that they would be the leaders. They're new to dentistry and, really want to find ways to be successful, but they were not early adopters. They were a little apprehensive. But the mid-career dentists were the ones who were really excited about it, who embraced it, and their adoption was much higher than the newer dentists. So that was surprising to us, as well as, early adopters are always afraid that it's going to replace them. But I think the mid-career dentists were aware that they know and are confident in their role, in their practice. And so they didn't really feel like it was going to replace them, but that it was going to be more of like an enhancement for them. And that was interesting.
Yeah. And I would add that we heard a lot about the gap between practices that are using AI and those that aren't. Some practices are embracing these tools kind of wholeheartedly, and others haven't explored it yet. And especially a small private practice may not have the time or the funds or the learning curve or understand the full benefits. And so that's understandable. But I think in the coming months and years, we'll see that gap expand. And exactly as Atia said, one of the loud and clear messages that AI will never replace the connections that dental assistants form with patients, the relationships that they build, all of the comfort and care that they provide. AI can never replace those things. So as Atia said, it really is going to be an enhancement and not a replacement ever for the touch and the care of a dental assistant.
I cannot wait to be a part of the Rocky Mountain Dental Convention in 2026. We're going to be talking about the real state of dental assisting in 2026 in Denver on January 22nd and January 23rd. So I want you to be a part of this, because dental assistants, we're going to bring you together in the Mile High City at the Rocky Mountain Dental Convention, and we're going to be talking about the things that are going well in the profession, as well as the things that we can improve. It's going to be a great time of learning. I want to see you at the Rocky Mountain Dental Convention in Denver, January 22nd and January 23rd for real talk about the state of dental assisting in 2026. Join me and let's be real with each other.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the learning and the training that happened during this summit. What was that like for the attendees, and what were some of the main impacts of that?
We heard from panelists who were very immersed in the space. They were founders, they were leads in their practices, in their operations to implement this. And one of the things that they realized is that dental assistants needed to be part of the training that happens in the practice in order for the system to be successful. So any practice that is looking to implement AI, definitely it's looking at how it fits into the workflow, how your staff is trained up on it and using it. And it needs to be a methodical approach, because you can buy a system and it sits there, but really integrating it, and Nicole can probably speak to this from her experience, hands-on with it, that it needs to be deliberate rollout.
Yes, for us, it's new. We know that AI is already something that is around the world, around all the works and it's like more useful things. But for dental work, it's kind of really new for us. This is my first time using this type of softwares. And at the beginning was kind of difficult to understand because this, as I say, is like something new. But at the same time, if you have a team that is going to explain it to you, like free coaching, it's more easy. Also, these softwares gave it to you the opportunity to see these videos of how this works. And of course, you need more skills for that. The most important is the good communication with your team and also the pre-coaching to know how to use it.
Yeah, we heard feedback at the summit for the offices that were successful with AI. We're focused on, creating champions within the practice. So essentially like starting with a group of team members who were excited about the project and who they knew would embrace it and really use it and create those champions. And then they were able to go out and kind of help the rest of the practice learn how to use it, get excited about it, and really be advocates for the software. And then the other thing that they were really vocal about was tracking measurable outcomes from it. So identifying what was working, why did that work, how was that impacting the practice, that kind of thing. Those kind of measurable outcomes were also helpful in success of the rollout.
Well, let's look ahead to 2026. I'm really curious what you all believe are some skills that dental assistants are going to need in an AI-enabled practice.
Originally, we really wanted to focus on, what do dental assistants need to know so that they can be successful? And one of the big things that came up at the summit was they need technical literacy. They need to understand software interfaces, how to, get those connections made, how to interpret the AI outputs. Because we know dental assistants are taking the radiographs, and so they need those clinical skills to take quality radiographs so that they have accurate readings in the software. So those two together were really important, that they knew how to use the software, that they understood how it interfaces, and then were able to take good radiographs. But then on top of that, something that I think might need to continue to be discussed is proper documentation and data privacy standards. AI is definitely changing the landscape of this, and it's something that we need to always be thinking about. So that's something that came up on skills that might need to be refreshed often for the team itself. Nicole, you mentioned that you had some things to share.
Atia says, of course, as dental system, we need to take a good x-rays, not just for us to help us, also to help the doctors and the system to work as properly as we want. Because this system, these softwares, they're not going to replace us. They're going to help us to do our job better and more easy and more fast. For example, with this one, we need one of the most important skills is to know about dental language and also to identify the differences about like a dental word on the tooth or maybe the nerve, that's kind of stuff, and also see like it's a bone loss because we are the first connection with the patient. And if they are going to ask or something, we are able to know what we are looking at the software. So that's one of the biggest skills that we need to improve. And also we need to always getting like the knowledge about it.
Nicole, let me ask you a follow-up question then. Let's take a 30,000 foot view question here. Why is AI important, especially for dental assistants in your mind?
Because this kind of softwares can help us first with the workflow, because we always are like, sometimes it's like a busy day and it's like we are running. This software helps us to see if we are making a mistake with an x-ray. How if there's a like overlap, if we don't have a good x-ray, the AI is gonna tell us like, hey, repeat that one. Or if that's all gonna make us feel like more competitive at the same time. And also it's gonna give us a better perspective about what we're looking and what we are telling to the patient. So that's kind of like the most like important, the workflow that we're gonna have with the AI and also the knowledge that we're gonna have with the patient in the room.
And Atia would love your thoughts on this as well. Let's talk about what's next for the Dental Assisting National Board whenever it comes to AI in this space.
Yeah, one of the things that we're looking to roll out actually in early 2026 is a new continuing education module. It'll have a lot of components to it, but one of the components will be kind of an introduction to what dental assistants need to know about AI. And it will focus on things like some of the critical thinking that's important, patient communication scenarios, and the ways that dental assistants will be that bridge between the patient and whatever system the practice might be using. So we're looking at education. And then more broadly, we're looking to partner and collaborate with others in the space so that dental assistants can be well positioned as this technology continues to grow, that dental assistants are part of the training, part of the education, and part of the future conversation.
Yeah, I also want to add, as DANB is doing our, regular activities of, communicating with dental assistants or surveying them, we'll continue to do research and create working groups to define the standards of what needs to happen in order to support dental assistants to then be supportive of the practice. We do want the dental assistants to have a seat at the table, so we're going to continue to advocate for them as, we're out in the space hearing about different opportunities that we can get a dental assistant like Nicole at the table to share their information, share their feedback, share their experiences, because dental assistants are a huge part of the practice itself and the dental team. And it hasn't always been that they've been invited to the table, but we're seeing more and more that their voice needs to be heard and is being asked to be heard. So we're excited to have the opportunity as we go out to really help them get that seat at the table and to share their voice and experiences.
The Chicago Midwinter Meeting. It's one of the biggest meetings in the dental industry every year, and this year is going to be extra special because I'm going to be talking to dental assistants at the meeting, and I can't wait to be a part of it. So dental assistants and dental team members, join me Friday, February 20th, as we talk about harnessing the powers and personalities in the dental practice. Why can't we all just get along? We're going to talk about that. And then Saturday, February 21st, it's going to be extra special because dental assistants, this one's just for you as we talk about battling and beating the demons of dental assisting. So join me at the 2026 Chicago Midwinter Meeting. I can't wait to see you in the Windy City.
Well, there's a lot more to learn about the AI and the future of Dental Assisting Summit that was held. Just check the show notes because the link to the information that came out of that meeting will be included in there, as well as more information on all of our guests today, as well as the Dental Assisting National Board. And I just want to say thank you to DANB for always being those advocates for dental assistants, as well as tackling a topic that we know is going to impact every dental assistant moving forward.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Kevin. Looking forward to seeing you at Rocky Mountain.
I am excited about that. And that's a great teaser because we are going to have some amazing dental assisting roundtables at the Rocky Mountain Dental Convention in Denver. We'll learn more about that in the show notes as well. Nicole, thank you for your time and thank you for being an amazing dental assistant.
Thank you guys so much for inviting me and creating this space that sometimes we don't feel like we have the voice to say something. But right now, I think it's an amazing opportunity to all of the assistants feel included to the dental family groups.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And thanks to all of you for listening to this episode of the Dental Assistant Nation podcast. Yes, we know AI is going to impact dentistry. It's going to impact what you do every day. And we're wanting to make sure that you're connected with experts who are already talking about that and helping map the paths that are going to help you succeed when it comes to that as well. Until next time, it's Kevin Henry, the founder of Dental Assistant Nation, signing off. And as always, dental assistants, wishing you nothing but success. Bye.